Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Thursday Night Mini Healings. It is Thursday, February 10th, my birthday. It's been a really fabulous day, and now it's snowing a ton. Yeah, not so happy about that, but it's been a really good day. So thank you, Valerie and Joan, for your well wishes. Ooh, and Paula, too. I think it's going to be a fun night. I don't really have anything special planned, but in honor of my birthday, I am doing something extra. And I think I've decided what I want to do. I haven't quite for sure decided, but we shall see. So, and then I've got Joanne asking me what Chinese symbol I am in Chinese animal. I remember we used to go to this Chinese restaurant years ago, and they would always have the placemats with, the years. I can't remember if I'm like a snake or a rat or I don't know. I think, Joan, you had chatted with me about that a while ago. You had told me, gosh, last month, what year we had just moved into. So, anyway, oh, and there's Marina. Welcome. I'll trade you Snow, Joan. Oh, I'm the year of the snake. I knew it was something about that, but that means Valerie is also year of the snake because we were born in the same year. Yes. So, how is everybody? So, if you are new here, at 10 minutes in, we will be doing the first healing pulse, and then we will jump right in and that's just sort of creepy. That is the one thing I don't like about out west. Snakes and scorpions. Ugh. Thank you for that link, Joan. I'll have to go look it up. Oh, Anne-Marie's a snake too. But there is something to be said about snakes because they are reborn regularly because they shed their skins, right? Oh, I'm going to sneeze. So anything else new? I'm trying to think. I've got Duncan sitting right here, and Dexter got this little sort of pet bag that's all fuzzy. He goes in there. Sometimes Rudy goes in there, and sometimes Duncan goes in there. I think one day all three of them were in there at separate times, so it was sort of funny. So today is show number 82. That's a lot of shows. That's sort of cool, though. So I think today we will continue on with the theme where we will look at releasing negative beliefs, releasing negative emotions, and then reinforcing positive emotions. It's gotten to the point where my favorite part of the evening is the positive emotions. That's sort of fun too. They are real homebodies, but they really would rather not. If I get out my truck keys, they think they need to go with, and then it's a circus in the truck. All right, so I am going to start my list, write down today's date. 2/10/22. And then in about a minute, we will be doing the healing pulse, and I'll give instructions for that. I think, what did we do? So last week we did the aura strengthening and the brain balancing, so I think we'll skip the brain balancing this time. So I almost fell on the ice yesterday. It was so hot. I think we got up to like 36. So the snow was melting off the roof, landing on. I have this little ramp for the dogs to go in and out of my sliding glass door, and so where the water had hit the ramp, it had formed ice. So I did like a one-footed one foot on the ice, 1 foot up in the air, arms up in the air. It would have been, and I was hanging on to Dexter too, so we could have easily gone flying. So yesterday, my good luck button was on and my bad luck button was off. So otherwise, I think we would have really, I think both legs would have gone up in the air and I would have come crashing down on my butt or back or something. It would not have been a pretty sight and would have really freaked out Dexter. So yeah, I'd rather the snow just go away. So let's start our first healing pulse of the night. So think about where you want to receive the energy. So if you have something physical going on, that's exactly where you want to receive it. However, if you've got something emotional going on or you're feeling extra anxious, think about where are you feeling that within you. And that's where you want to send the energy. So rub your hands together until they're warm and then place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. Then I want you to imagine my hands are on yours and you are being open and allowing the healing energy to flow. And with each breath in, the energy goes a little deeper, a little further to where you want it to go. So just breathe in. And as you're breathing out, also imagine that anything that doesn't quite fit the good, any negativity, anything that's not yours, anything that's not there for your highest good is expelled on your exhale. So breathe in and just imagine that energy flowing. Okay, so that was our first healing pulse of the evening. So let me know how you did. And I am going to start my list. I don't think I've noticed anyone post what you want to work on, but let me check and see because I haven't focused on every post. I've just sort of glanced. Let's see. Okay. I don't really see any posts. Is everybody healthy and you're just here for my birthday? Oh, there we go. Paula. Good job, Paula. Okay, Paula. So, let's put you down. All right. So, learning and any blocks to learning. So Joan wants to work on patterns that don't serve. That's a nice one. Ooh, and there's Anne Marie. Anne Marie. Anger and resentment. Definitely something that would be good to release. All right, so Valerie. Let's see. Motivation and focus. Uh-oh. Do you remember, was it last summer that there were a few of you that we worked on procrastination? You were doing really good, Joanne, so something has crept back in. Oh my. Did you hear that? That was Duncan snoring. Never heard him snore so loud. All right, Marina. Oh, that's too bad you lost your smartwatch. That's disappointing. You know, sometimes when things happen, there are underlying reasons. So we'll see. So I'm going to look for underlying reason. Yeah, it sort of did, but he's sleeping and breathing really deep. What a weird little dog. All right, emotional reason, and then lose if there's something in general for losing things. Yeah, that's disappointing. Okay, so I am actually going to turn off my phone. Oh, I got a text from Sissy. Valerie, Sissy can't get on. Can you share the link with her? I think part of it is she doesn't go to the business page. She just goes to my profile page. I would appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to turn this off because I'm expecting phone calls. And with my luck, they'll call exactly once we get going. Thank you, Valerie. Okay. All right. So, Paula, you are first on the list. So let's see if there is a negative belief that's playing a role in learning and blocks. And sounds like you're putting some stress on yourself too about this. So let's see if we can make it a little easier for you. Ooh, I am a mistake, which when you're learning things and mistakes, I can see a correlation. Let's get an age for that. Age 26, Paula. Let's go ahead and release that. Mm. Okay, so Sissy, I'm going to put you down for we're going to work on stress with you. All right, so Paula, we released and removed I'm a mistake. Joan, you are next. Releasing patterns that don't serve. I don't fit in anywhere. All right, let me get an age on that. 28, Joan. Let's get rid of that because that isn't helpful. Yes, and especially if you have things that come up multiple times, it doesn't mean that the negative belief has come back. It generally means that you have multiple instances where that got trapped. And it also makes you a lot more sensitive when you have multiple instances. So I'm hoping that, especially if we've released the same belief more than once, that it really changes your thinking and removes your sensitivity to it. All right, so we're releasing I don't fit in anywhere for Joan. So that did release. And the voids have been filled. All right, Anne-Marie, you are next. We're going to work on releasing and removing anger and resentment. So let me just double check if we need to do these separate or if we can do them together. Nope, we can do them together. So let's see what's contributing towards that. Ooh, I am not special. Let's get an age on that. You know, I know these are important, but they're not very fun, are they? So let's get rid of all of these. So let me get an age on that for you, Anne-Marie. None of these really fit any of you. 29, Anne-Marie. So let's get rid of that. Thank you, Sissy. All right, so that released and removed Anne-Marie. Valerie, you were next. So we're working on expanding Valerie's motivation and focus. Ooh, I am helpless. Let's see what age that is. 36. Let's get rid of that. So that did release, and the voids have been filled. All right, next, Joanne. Let's see what comes up for you. Joanne wants to work on procrastination. I don't exist. Let's get an age on that. 38, Joanne. Let's get rid of that. Did anyone experiment a little? For those of you who were here last week and I shared ways of clearing and reinforcing, did anyone play around with that? That was sort of interesting. Okay, so that released and the voids have been filled. Marina, we're going to work and see if there is an emotional reason for losing things. So I'm going to just ask that without automatically. And I do get yes. So let's see what that is. I am mistaken. Let me get an age on that. So sometimes there's a really obvious connection with things. Oh, I'm sorry, Joanne. Yeah, there's something around that time frame that is triggered with I don't exist. All right, so let me get an age for Marina. Around age 20, Marina. So let's get rid of that. So that did release. You know, and sometimes there is an obvious connection, but a lot of times there isn't either. And so if there doesn't seem to be a link, don't get too caught up in it. Dr. Bradley Nelson, who wrote the book The Emotion Code, and that's what I base a lot of the work that I do on, he just came out and said anything can cause anything. And so the key is working on what comes up as part of the reason and getting rid of it. So I love it when there's connections because I like connecting the dots and when things make sense. But you know, sometimes life doesn't make sense. Or sometimes you need to think on things. And so maybe there was a time, gosh, Anne-Marie, around, so think about it this way, Anne-Marie. So you were around 29. What if there was someone who made you feel you weren't special? And they also triggered you because they made you mad. And so you've sort of linked that feeling with anger and resentment. So that's an explanation. Probably not the right one, but think about who was in your life around that time and did anyone make you feel that you weren't special? And then think about how you feel about that person or people. All right, see, you are next. So, because we've released Marina's I Am Mistaken. All right, so we're going to work on, see if we can drop Sissy's stress level down a bit. Ooh, I am flawed. All of these. We definitely need to get rid of all of these. Let me get an age on this for you. Age 39, Sissy. Let's get rid of that. That is not helpful. I hope that helped, Anne-Marie. It's just, you know, sometimes there's a really obvious link, and sometimes there's really no explanation that you can see or understand. All right, so that released, Sissy. Let's go on. Let's see what time it is. We got a couple minutes before we start the next healing pulse, but let's do, so we're going to work on releasing trapped emotions. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go back and start with Paula. And let's see if there's some trapped emotions that if we release will help you be a little less stressed about learning. You're welcome, Sissy. Okay, so let me get to the right page. Slammed. So this is a negative emotion, and so let me get an age for that, and maybe it will help you remember an event or an experience where you were slammed. And so I'm wondering if this is more of like almost like a verbal assault, you know. But let's just get an age. 22, Paula. So let's get rid of that. So that did release, and the voids have been filled. So, Joan, we're going to do yours, and then we will do the next healing pulse. Mixed up. Let's get an age on that. 29. So let's get rid of that. So that did release. And next we're going to do our second healing pulse of the night. And so I want you to rub your hands together. Place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. And that can be slightly different than where you originally put it during the first healing pulse, or it can be exactly in the same place. If things have changed and so you don't need the energy where you originally sent it, and you don't really know where you want to receive it, I suggest send it to your head or your heart. All right, so let's go ahead, place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy, and just breathe in that energy. Imagine it going exactly where it needs to go. Each time you breathe in, it's going just a little deeper, a little further, and doing a little more healing. Definitely taking the edge off and going even further on what you're working on healing. Breathe that in. Okay, so that was healing pulse number 2 of the night. Let me know how you did. Anne Marie, you are next, so we're going to see if there is any trapped emotions related to those other emotions that you're currently feeling. So let's see what that would be. Punished. Let's get an age on that. 29. Oh, that was the age before. So there, I don't know if that was sort of a more eventful time in your life. Good, sissy. I'm glad that that helped you. So typically, because the other one was age 29 too, and I'm not getting that it's the same event, but like if you had a week of hell, it could be, you know, different things happened on different days around sort of the same theme. So each of those days might have these different trapped emotions, if that makes sense, Anne Marie. So punished has been released. Oh, good, Valerie. So last week I had a healing session from someone new. And so the funny thing is, I think, and it was a really long session. It was like 2.5 hours. So I think the whole time I yawned once, and he was yawning like every couple minutes. I just had to laugh because I know sometimes when I'm working on someone, I will yawn and I know that I am holding space for them and releasing things, but I'd never really noticed a healer working on me yawning, so that was sort of funny. So I haven't quite figured out if the client doesn't yawn or can't yawn, if I can just do that for them. Very interesting. All right, so Valerie, you are next. Let's see what comes up. Valerie, do you still have company? Withdrawn, Valerie. Let's get an age on that. 16, Valerie. Let's get rid of that. That's not helpful. Okay, so that released. So I'm thinking when we do the positive emotion and the reinforcement, for those of you who were not here last week, I think I'll go through ways of reinforcing, because I had mentioned this last week. So if somebody else gets a really good positive emotion and you want to use it too, this way you can reinforce it too. Company's nice, but it's even better when they go home. All right, so let's see. So Valerie, I'm removed withdrawn. And just see what time is. Well, we got plenty of time. All right, so Joanne, you are next, and Joanne's working on procrastination. Joanne, does your procrastination have to do with your projects that you've been working on again? Or is it something else? Ooh, worried. Let's definitely get rid of that, because that definitely isn't helpful. Round age 35, Joanne. Let's get rid of that. So I just remember, was it last fall or last summer? Oh, you had some cool projects last fall, and I'm trying to do the same thing with sorting, organizing, and decluttering now, Joanne. So I think I need to do some procrastination work on myself. But yes, tax season is coming up. And computer problems are not fun. All right, so did that release? Worried? I am getting yes. Ooh, and there's Donna. Welcome, Donna. We are just working on individual issues, so let me know if you want me to add you to the list. We're releasing trapped emotions related to what you're working on, and in about 7 minutes we will be doing the next healing pulse. All right, so Marina, you are next. So let's see if there's trapped emotions relating to you losing things. And I do get a yes, so let's see what we're gonna. Punished. You had that before too, I think. Let's get an age on that. Age 12, Marina. So let's get rid of that. So that, we were talking a little bit earlier on connections to what's going on, but then also the trapped emotions or trap beliefs. So when you think about your past, Marina, when you were a little kid, and that's okay. I mean, a lot of this stuff you won't exactly remember, or maybe you'll remember a few days from now, or you might not ever remember. I mean, the good thing is I've been able to release it. All right, so Donna, I'm going to put in the list right after Sissy. So sadness and stress. All right, so Sissy, you are next. We're going to work on stress for you. Yeah, so somehow there's a connection between the being punished and losing things. Unhappy. Let's get an age on that for you, Sissy. We're at age 28. So with this, the ages, well, ages are the hardest things to determine with this. So it's plus or minus a year. So somewhere 27, 28, 29. So let's go ahead and release that. So that did release. And the voids have been filled. Donna, you are next. So we're looking for trapped emotions that are contributing to sadness and or stress. So let's see what that would be. Prejudice. Let's get an age on that. Oh, that would make sense, Sissy. Around age 26, Donna. So you'll have to think about around that time period, 25, 26, 27. Was this someone was prejudiced against you? Or did you feel this about someone else? So let's go ahead and release and remove that. And hopefully it will ease down that level of stress and sadness. All right, so that released. Okay, so I'm going to do my little commercial. And so this month, it's my birthday month, and I want to do something special. So I'm actually going to do a couple things. I think I'm going to record a video. Joan had commented on my Facebook post asking for ideas about what would interest you guys. And so I think I'll probably do just a little recording talking about my top 5 tools that I use when I work with clients. And so I'll talk probably a little bit about the emotion code just because it's so common, but I will go into other tools that I use too that I don't ever use on a Thursday night just because they can be very long and not helpful to most of the group. So my goal for Thursday night is to help as many people as possible in as short a time as possible. So I'm going to do that sometime this month. And we talked a little bit about this. So this is the Healy. It's a microcurrent device. It's been approved by the FDA for certain things. It does many different things. I've sent probably quite a few of you some reports. The reports can be long boring, not very interesting, but it can be really helpful. And so what I've been using this most recently for is aura scans. And I mentioned this a little bit last week, and there was, I think, a couple of you that were interested. So sometime this month, probably towards the end of the month, I'm going to do a Zoom call. And with that, there's no cost because this is my gift to you for my birthday. And before the session, we'll need to run an aura report. And so we'll go through what things mean on the Zoom call. And then I'm going to also look and see if anyone has any overactive chakras or really underperforming chakras and what that means and what that's likely to result in your personal life. And so because it's going to get a little deeper, I'll need to run your scans a little before the session. So let me know if that's something that interests you, and I will run your aura report, and I'll email you a copy so if you have it. If you would rather not have me talk about it on the Zoom call, just let me know that too. But I think especially, I don't think I've ever talked about really overactive chakras. And so that's something fairly new to me, but very interesting. All right, and so if I've never run Healy reports for you, I'll need to get some more information. But I think, Marina, I've got yours that I've run. And Paula, I think I've run you too. So I'm going to put you guys on the list right now. So I've got Paula. Yeah, it's quite interesting. So I've got Paula and Marina. Anne Marie, does that interest you? All right, so if you put interesting, I'm hoping that means yes, you're interested, or I hope you're just not being polite, okay? So if you're interested, why? Let's be very sure about this. Just put yes. And right now I've got Paula Marina. So, okay. Next, we're going to do thank you, Marina. Next, we're going to do all right, so Anne Marie, I've got you down to all right, Valerie, Sissy, Joanne. Okay, let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody, okay? Joan. Okay, Paula, Marina, Joanne, Anne Marie, Valerie, Sissy. Oh, I've got Joanne on here twice. Joan. Okay, I don't think I missed anybody, but if I did, please just say yes so it pops up on the screen again. All right, so let's do the next healing pulse, and then we will work on my favorite part, the reinforcing positive emotions. And then let's talk a little bit about reinforcing. So you can do this yourself, okay? All right, so with the next healing pulse, I want you to think about where you want to receive the energies. If, because we've already done two, you don't have a clue where you want to receive it, I suggest sending it to let's do your heart. Otherwise, focus on any area that you've got any physical discomfort, or if you've got emotional things going on, think about where you're feeling it. Like a number of you have said that you're stressed. When you are super stressed, where does it live? Do you have a headache? Does it make your chest tight? You know, do you have a sore throat? You know, does it hurt in your stomach? Wherever you're feeling it the most, that's where you're going to want to send the energy. Okay? So rub your hands together and then place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. Imagine my hands on yours. So not only are you receiving your own healing energy, but mine too. And so just imagine with every in-breath, the healing is going exactly to where it needs to go. Just breathe that in. Open and allowing. Breathe it in. Open and allowing. Okay. So that was Healing Pulse number 3. I hope everybody enjoyed that. So next, we are going to work on reinforcing positive emotions. And so with this, there are a number of ways to reinforce the energy, especially a positive energy that you want to really focus on. This is very similar to releasing because it's all about intention. And so if you intend that this positive emotion is reinforced, it's as basic as that is. That's the most important part, is that you're clear in your intention. And so if you've had more than one session with me, I typically at some point, if I think you have an interest in, I always offer to show you ways of releasing. And sometimes things are more powerful if you release things with me or if you reinforce with me. And so I always start with showing you that if we send energy through one of your meridians, and this goes from between your eyes over your head with intention, that this will reach all parts of your body. So I always rub my hands together, and then you're going to send energy over your head 3 to 5 times with the intention that you are reinforcing whatever positive emotion you want to reinforce. So at some point, I like people to experiment. So what if you didn't use the energy of your hand? Because this is a governing meridian. What if you just imagined, instead of sending your hand over, what if you just imagine the energy going from here to here? I've got a few clients that they can actually feel the energy when they're doing this. But when they think about it and send the energy mentally over, it feels different. So here's a couple other ways. Another one is, so say I'm going to pick an energy. Let's see what I'm going to. Okay. So what if I want to increase and encourage faith? faith in so many things. What if faith can live in the palm of my hand? And at some point, I can just imagine that this little ball of energy is just full of faith. And with doing it this way, it is really important that you feel it. What does faith feel like? And can you imagine it in your hands? So think about having faith in the palm of your hand. And you've got it compacted. And so this is just a little ball of faith. And what if you just take this and put it in? Like I like faith in my heart. And just breathe that in until it is fully just absorbed. Okay, so that was a fun little bundle of faith. And the final one, so many of you, well, not many, but some of you have questioned my little snapping. I think somehow there was a plaque somewhere that talked about mustard seeds. So so that's linked to faith, Valerie? Is that some type of biblical reference or is that one of those old wives' tale kind of things? All right, so what if I have a job interview and I want to really instill confidence? And so here's the final way I'm going to show you how to reinforce or remove. Again, this is all about intention. And I really want to be fully confident. So with this, you want to really think about the feeling and the emotion of what it is that you want to instill. So I really want to instill confidence. And with me, confidence is heart and mind based. It's sort of linked. And I think the better that they're linked, the more stronger confidence comes across. And so a lot of it's just getting it in your mind and feeling it and breathing it in and then cementing it in place. And so the cementing in place is snapped. And I like to snap 3 times. And there it is. And it's just as quick as that. You know, with the emotion code, they teach you do this over and over and over. But, you know, it really doesn't have to be that complicated or that long. It can be just a single snap. But so much of it is intention and belief. And so, like, when I'm releasing things for you guys, I'll typically do 3 snaps just because I just like 3 snaps. And then I'll muscle test to make sure that it either released and was totally removed or it fully reinforced. Does anyone have any questions about that piece? Let me know. But let's get started on the positives. Okay. All right, so Paula, you are first for the positives. So let's see what comes up. This is always the fun part. Okay. No, which one is it? Trusting. All right, so Paula, we need to reinforce trusting. And with this, so going back to your initial issue that you were working on about the learning and the confidence and making sure that you've got nothing blocking you from learning. I think this might be tied to that. So think about being able to trust that you can do this and you can do it well. So think about how you want to receive it If you want to do the hands over the head, and I know you've done emotion code, so it's whatever you're comfortable with, or maybe you want to change things up. So let me know how you did, Paula. I am getting that it reinforced. All right, so Joan, you are next. Let's see what comes up for Joan. Relief. Wonder if this has something to do with some big event coming up, Joan. Maybe you can feel relief before it's over even. All right, so let's reinforce relief for Joan. Yeah, the snapping is nice. It's just a very quick thing, but so much of that is about belief. And so it really just puts it back on you too. So as I said last week, if somebody else has a positive emotion that comes up for them and you want it, snap it in, okay? Yeah, very fun. Okay. All right, so Joan, I'm gonna snap that relief in. You'll have to let me know if it's all about what you've got going on. Joan's become quite the biker, and not biker like Harley biker, but cyclist. I'm very impressed, Joan. Okay, so Anne Marie, let's see what comes up for you. And Duncan is snoring again. Hoping he gets it out of his system, because otherwise he's sleeping in his kennel. That is so much faster than when I bike, Joan. Okay, Anne Marie, let's see what comes up. I gotta switch pages. Oh, Anne Marie, faith. I like that one. Yes. So, and part of it's just, um, you know, sometimes you can do the snap. Although every once in a while I'll get a client that we've done a bunch of different things, but they like the physicality of doing this. So there are sometimes we go back to this just because the more you believe a tool works, the better. I can understand that, Amory. And so maybe with this, it's one of those fake it till you make it. So maybe when you wake up in the morning, you need to reinforce faith. So think about that. All right. So let's see Valerie. See what Valerie gets. Ooh, invigorated. That is a nice one. You might have to snap that every morning, Valerie. You're welcome, Anne-Marie. That might help with your motivation, Valerie. That's sort of cool. I bet other people are going to steal that. Yeah, that's a nice one. Okay. Joanne, let's see what you get this week. Ooh, expressive. I think that's good. You are welcome, Valerie. Feel that, Joanne. How does it feel to be expressive? And with that, you could probably even go a little further. Are you expressive in your words, in your thoughts? Are you going to be creative? Can you create art and be expressive? That might be sort of fun. All right. Marina. Marina, thank you for the fabulous Google review. I've been doing more work with Google My Business, and that is very helpful. So thank you for doing that today. Totally unexpected and a nice little birthday surprise. So thank you. All right, so let's see which one you're going to get today. Page. Ooh, trust. So Paula had trust in. You've got trust, just trust overall. Nice, Joanne. Okay, so Marina, bring in that trust. So maybe this is more just of an overall kind of experience, Marina. Like a trust in the universe kind of thing. Oh, I did get gifts. I got flower. My mom sent me flowers. Shocking. And it's the most beautiful flowers. I'll take a picture. I'll put it on Facebook. And I can smell them from here, even though they're like 15 feet over there. And it's just the prettiest arrangement I have ever received. I do. I will send you a link. It will be in the email when I send you your Aura report, and I'll put a little comment in there. So I would so appreciate that. So thank you. And that's understandable, I think, Marina, with your background, but I think the more you work on yourself, the easier it is. So, because, especially lately with COVID, it makes you distrust everything even more. All right, so we've got Sissy and Donna left. All right, so is everybody doing either the snap or the ball or the hands? Or maybe not even the hands. You could just do it mentally, where you're sitting here and you're just imagining the energy running over your head. All right, so Sissy, let's see what you get tonight. Ooh, open-hearted. That's a nice one. Although I sort of think of you this way already, just because when you post those pictures of your little grandson, he is just the cutest little thing. Personality and then some. So let's go ahead and reinforce open-hearted. So I don't know if this is coming up as, some of these will come up as reminders that you need to work with these, but sometimes it's more you truly do need it to be reinforced. But I think it'll be up to you to sort of feel why it's coming up, because different ones will come up for you for different reasons. All right, so Donna, you are next. Okay, let's see what comes up for Donna. Good observation, Marina. And with whatever tool you like, if you're having a really bad time and you've noticed some themes, you can muscle test. Am I carrying around energy of, say you got really angry? Am I carrying around energy and anger from like last week? And if you get a yes, now you know how to release it. Snap it away. All right, so let's see, Donna. Responsive. That's nice. So again, this is one that this might be like the universe being responsive to you, or are you being responsive to the universe or your family or your friends or something else? And so let's reinforce that for you, Donna. Okay, so that reinforced. All right, let me know. How did everyone do? So, and I think the more you do it, the more you'll experience with it. So, but part of it is, really thinking about the energies of what you're trying to reinforce. Can you really feel it and then lock it in? Does anyone have any questions? Let's do a final healing pulse aura strengthening for tonight, and then you'll get your week's worth of healing pulses to go. And then this weekend I'll probably start doing the aura scans. And then I'll schedule a Zoom meeting, and it will be recorded for just you guys, not for the general public. And so that way, if you can't make it, it's recorded, or yeah. So I don't anticipate it being a really long one, but it sort of depends on what your scans come up with. So I'll mainly focus on the things that are a little out of alignment, like the really high or the really low ones. You are very welcome, Joan. Thank you, thank you. All right, so let's do the final energy. So if you want to pull in the healing pulse for the aura strengthening, feel free. Or if you just want to use your own energy, that is fine too. And just start sending to your aura. Imagine the energy really flowing and helping repel negativity. And especially if you're around negative people a lot, imagine that your aura is reflective. So that if somebody's spewing some negative stuff and it affects you, or you're empathic, imagine it being returned to them because of your reflective aura. Breathe that in. Okay. That was the last thing we're going to do tonight. So let me know how you're doing. I'm really curious how many of you did the reinforcing. Did you notice anything? Bye, Joan. Thank you. So tonight was extra fun. Thank you for helping me celebrate my birthday. I definitely will. I didn't get cake today, but I had this huge, massive muffin. It's like, good. Marina, I think it's one of those fake it till you make it, because there are still times when I don't feel it. But then there are other times when I really do feel it. And initially, I didn't feel anything. So keep doing it, Marina. Thank you, Donna. You are very welcome. I hope you're feeling less stressed, less sad. Yawning and burping. I guess that's good, right? All right. Well, have a fabulous rest of your week, and I will be getting Aura reports out, and then I'll probably try and schedule something. I'm thinking it might be more on the weekend, but we'll have to see. I'm not quite sure. They'll send out a little survey on what. Oh, so we've got lots of snakes around, Joanne. Good night, everyone. Bye. Oh, good, Anne-Marie. I'm glad you felt the energy flowing.